Welcome to Scott Spears Now. Today I'm joined by two Marion icons. One served as our mayor from 1992 through 2008, Jack Kellogg, and the other has owned her own dance studio in Marion for coming up on 69 years. She is Martha Douce Maniaci, and they're both Republicans. So there you go. They have a common interest. Martha, Jack, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure.
Jack, I want to know, you've brought so many great things here today. I want to take a look at these. I want to start by looking at these. You are quite a history collector from what I hear. I haven't been down in the collection room yet, but I hear you're quite a history collector.
You got to come down and see it.
Yeah.
We have our whole basement. We got a large basement. And we got one room that's strictly presidential items. Go back George Washington up, and I got a lot of nice things. I've been to conventions. I've collected a lot of stuff over the years. And that room is really neat, I think. Then our other big room is all Marion County history stuff. A lot of it's mine, through the politics and my earlier years. I even got my bedroom when I was a kid set up down there, and some of my toys and some of my items like that. It's in roller skates, fishing stuff.
Have you always been a history collector?
Always been a history. Always, ever. Well, I don't know why. I'm the only one in my family to really enjoy it, but I have really enjoyed it, and we have got a nice collection in our house.
Kept everything since you were a kid.
Well,
that's amazing. That's amazing. I think a lot of people, I bet, wish they had done that.
Oh yeah. No,
now.
I wish I'd have kept more too, but I'm very fortunate what I do have. My mother made sure I kept a lot of it.
Now, Jack, you were kind enough to bring a lot of great things here today. Tell us what you brought and kind of show us here.
Well, this in here is Hotel Harding. These are bills that back in the 20s that they just put together, and it's kind of hard to see.
We'll see if we can zoom in here. There we go.
Yeah. But it's interesting to read some of them, how cheap some of the stuff was that they bought too, and everything. So that's a good one. And then this one here is my great-grandpa over in LaRue. He had this shoe repair place. He got an interior picture there and an outside picture and some of his tools. What makes this also I enjoy, his daughter, which would be my grandma, she was a school teacher, graduated out of college in Ada, Ohio, and came back to LaRue and was a high school teacher. And my grandpa was, I think, 8 years younger than her, 6 or 8. And he was in her class as a senior. And they ran off and got married.
Oh,
This is back, before the turn of the century. And so things, happened back there. Anyway, I have the article here that came out of the LaRue paper talking about them running away, and evidently, as far as I know, she was not a teacher anymore at that school.
That's
they
fascinating.
were very, Grandma and Grandpa, both of them were very, very religious people. They were Republicans. But,
Slip that in. Yeah,
right.
Go ahead.
But they were so nice the whole life. They lived a long life together. And really,
did they come from England?
I don't know for sure. Well, I should know. I think it is England. I have the family history on the righty side, way back, and yeah. So that.
My people came from Lincolnshire, England.
Is that right? Mm-hmm.
Robert Douce.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, Jack, what are some of show
Okay,
us that there.
These are a pair of scissors. These belong to my great-great-grandfather from LaRue. He was a George Miller, and he was a first tailor in LaRue.
Wow.
And I was fortunate enough my mom had these, and I was fortunate enough to keep them. So these are very old.
Yeah.
What year did the first tailor start working LaRue? Do you know, Jack?
Oh, I don't think I got the date in 1852.
My goodness.
Yeah.
1852.
Yeah.
So those are close to 200 years old.
Mm-hmm.
My goodness.
Very.
They knew how to make things back
Did
then.
they though? Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Held up very well.
Yeah. Can we keep going?
Yeah, keep going, Jack.
Okay. This here is a paper dress during the Nixon campaign,
Oh.
and women wore these. And I was fortunate enough to find one, and I got it covered, but it's a full-length dress, and it's kind of neat.
And it was made of paper,
Made of paper.
and people wore these.
People wore them.
They didn't blow off or anything.
No.
And now, what was the thing behind? Now, was this Nixon the first time, or
No,
Nixon?
I think they did this before Nixon.
Oh, before Nixon.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I just happened to find a Nixon dress, so.
Oh,
Kind of interesting.
that's very interesting.
I brought this here as an elephant, and I brought it for two reasons. It was made back in 1936, the same year I was born, and this is when Loudon was running against Roosevelt.
I was born on Mother's Day at 31.
Yeah, right.
Now, were you
36?
This is 36 campaign, yeah.
were you a fan? Well, obviously you weren't very old then, but have you become a fan of Roosevelt? Obviously, I think he.
Well, I respected Roosevelt. I think he did a lot of good things for the country, and I mean, he started Social Security, which is good and bad now, but you know, when he did that, it was something that was needed.
Absolutely.
But this here was given to me by the Smith brothers. They worked for Malo Junkyard. I don't know if you know the Smith boys or not. And they worked out there, and somebody brought out a cast iron drain pipe from their house. They'd remodeled it, and so they had to break it up to get rid of it. And this was inside it.
Is that?
Is that right?
Yeah. And so
That's
he
interesting.
gave that to me, and I didn't paint it or anything. It's just like the way it was.
That's something.
But it's,
That's
that's
cute.
neat. Yeah. So, and this here is just some of my better pins, campaign.
Look at
pins.
those.
These are all originals here, and they're there you go.
Those are boxes with cotton.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
Isn't that something? My goodness, Jack. What's the oldest one you have in there? I see.
The oldest one in here is McKinley's in there. Yeah.
Wow.
Wilson, Harding, and Landon Woods.
Isn't
And then
that interesting?
Cox, this one run against Harding.
Isn't that
Is that
something?
right?
Yeah, and that is a very hard one to get.
I would imagine.
Oh, yes.
Very good one.
Is it harder to get the people who did not win the presidency than the people who did when you're a collector?
No, when you collect them all.
Right. Right. I bet it's so. Yeah.
Yeah, but of course, when you want a pin like that, you got to pay money to get it.
Yeah. That is fascinating. I like that.
And I got probably close to 1,000 buttons.
Wow.
Have
Displayed
you?
all the cases.
Do you have every president?
No.
No. Who don't you have?
Oh, early ones I don't have.
Early ones.
Yeah.
What, did they all wear buttons?
It started. No, they did not.
Mm-hmm.
To answer your question, but it started then later on. This is just a small photo of Mr. and Mrs. Harding the day they cast their voted for
Let me
it.
see that.
Oh, that's a great picture.
Yeah, and they voted over on Greenwood and Center Street.
My sister and brother were twins and named after him. Do you know what G stands for? Gamaliel, and I
Gamaliel.
can't say
I
it.
can't either.
That's nice.
That
I
is neat.
got quite a few Harding items. Well, I also brought our common. This is the only book that President Harding wrote.
Really?
Yeah, it's the only one he did himself. Yeah.
Very
Is that
neat.
right? Boy,
Mhm.
I'd love to read
Now,
that.
what's the title of that, Jack?
Our Common Country.
Our Common Country. What year was that published?
Well, 21.
21, and that's an original copy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I was looking for one of these all over, and they're hard to find. If you do find them, they want big money for them.
10 years before I was born, Scott.
That's right, Martha.
Yeah. And then this in here, I brought this in here. I had it. This is a signed book by Harding,
Oh.
and it was given to Henry Haynes. He was a banker here in Marion.
See if we can zoom in on that. See if we can get that signature. Oh, that's a good shot.
This is Christmas, 1920.
Well, he had a lot. He wrote quite a bit. Do you know what it says there, Jack? Are you able to read that, or can you make out President Harding's penmanship?
Pretty good.
Pretty good?
Pretty good, yeah.
What did he write there in the book?
I can't. He was talking. Well, he just actually gave him a Christmas.
Oh, Christmas wish.
Yeah, they were good, close friends. Yeah. This was Christmas. Yeah.
Very nice.
And of course, this is Kellogg cereal history. I have over 500 items of Kellogg cereal things. Oh, you can't believe it. Some of the stuff I got.
What jumps to mind? First thing that jumps to your mind when you think of that collection?
These stuff, animals and stuff, characters I got.
Now, for those who don't know out there, Kellogg, who did they do? What cereals did they do that had the characters?
Well, Snap, Crackle, and Pop.
Oh, really? Those were Kellogg. That is
And
something.
they had the Mama Bear, Papa Bear, and Baby Bear.
That's, now, when did you start that collection?
Probably back in the 60s. So well, I got over 500 items in that collection.
That's amazing.
And then, of
Jack,
course,
you're something else. My golly.
well, you know, I gave my biggest part of my Harding collection to the Marion County Historical Society.
I'd heard about that.
Yeah.
Now, was that hard to do?
Yes.
I bet so.
Sure.
Yes. Very hard.
So why did you decide to do it?
I didn't have a place to keep it right, and I talked to my daughters and my wife, and we decided to do that.
It was very nice. It'll help kids
about
and
1,500
people.
items I gave them.
Phew.
Oh, my goodness.
Some of them I wish I had back. I still got some autographed photos of both Hardings, Mrs. Harding.
What year was that donated, Jack?
Harding.
What year was that donated?
Probably 96.
96.
Somewhere right in there, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was mayor, I know, so it was somewhere in 96.
Mm.
Marion Steam Shovel, we got a lot. My wife, I'm married to now, she worked there for, I'm not supposed to say, but 48 years.
Wow.
She executive secretary down there for
Is that right?
17 or 19 presidents. And we got a lot of Marion Power Shovel items too.
Well, this is a tremendous collection, Jack. Now, do you let people know you have this to come in and look at it, or
We don't ever,
you advertise? I'm right.
but I mean, if anybody wants to see it, they're more than welcome to see it.
Well, they'll know how to get in touch with
I
you.
have pretty tight security on the house. And
Well, I would hope so. Yeah, yeah. This is a tremendous. I mean, I would imagine it's a one of a kind collection.
yeah, it is. We're proud of it. You know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now, I talked to you when you first came in, Jack. You spend half of your year in Florida now.
Right.
Would you ever completely leave Marion now that you really don't have a tie?
I don't think I ever would.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you think that, but it's nice to come back.
What are you doing now?
Actually, this here takes a lot of my time. We like to do a little traveling. This summer we've not because of my health on my knees, but then I have 3 antique automobiles. I love cars, and I got those. I work on those all the time. So
Enjoying retirement.
I'm very much enjoying retirement.
Was
Matter of fact, you don't have time.
get busier.
Yeah. Well, I think you slow down a little bit. You know, you get up in the morning, you don't start out at 7 o'clock. You wait maybe till 9 o'clock, and you want to quit earlier in the afternoon. You don't want to go back outdoors at nighttime and mow the grass, or so. I mean,
And go to the Republican
you gotta
Club.
go to the Republican, yeah.
You gotta do that.
You know, Jack, it's interesting. I just did some research not too long ago on the mayors of Marion since 1900, and I believe you had the longest run. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
ever.
I got the whole list at home.
I went back to Quaintance, and before Quaintance it was very broke up. But Quaintance had a pretty good run.
Yeah, but just 2 terms.
Just 2 terms. And then Malone, and we had Doc Brown, and then we had you. And now we have Mayor Schertzer. Longest ever. Why do you think that was? Did you like the job? Did you want to stay with it?
I love my job. I love reading. I loved it. And I was an insurance adjuster for 30 years, and that did a lot of training for me for that type of job. So basically the same thing, you're dealing with people. And I love people. I like to talk to people. And I'm the type of guy that I can put myself on their level. I mean, if it's a Forest guy in Marion, I can talk to him just as good as I can if it's a President of the United States. I can talk their way they want, you know, how they want to be treated. And everybody has a good side to them.
That's good to know. Now, I'm glad you say that.
Everybody has a good side to them. Sometimes you got to work hard to get that good side out.
I don't know if you'll answer this or not, but I'll ask it. Who was the toughest person you ever had to deal with while you were mayor?
Martha Douce. She gave me more proclamations than I attended my Collins Victoria dance.
I don't know. I think I only had one person in the office that we had to call the police upstairs to remove him. But
You gonna tell us who it was?
I couldn't even tell you what his name is.
Oh,
right
couldn't
now.
remember his name.
I didn't want to remember it.
Martha, as somebody, you've been in Marion all your life, born in 1931. You've been here through a lot of those mayors.
Sure have.
You're a Republican. You ran for office. You ran for city council in the 1980s.
Ford.
What made Jack Kellogg such a sustainable mayor? Why was he able to be there for 16 years, never defeated, left on his own?
Because I would go get proclamations because I had the Mike Rollins dance for 25 years. And Jack would always be where I wanted him to be. He came out to the Mike Rollins dance. We had it for 25 years, and every time I asked him to attend, he was there. And we raised $90,000, and you helped, and it went to Children's Hospital.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Jack
Kellogg's a wonderful person.
I think a lot would agree, Martha. Jack, in 2008 or 2007 election, why did you decide not to keep going? You in good health?
I was 72,
Yeah.
or I would have been when I got done with that term. I was 72, and we wanted to have a life of our own. You know, go to Florida and not be under the pressure. Because you're under pressure 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. But you never know at nighttime who you're going to get that phone call from. It's always a drunk, but you're going to get them.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah. Well, the police department had to let them call me if they wanted to.
Yes.
They have to do that stuff. So, but I never gave in to them. I always stood up for the police. but we just want to enjoy life a little bit more and, you know, take care of ourselves and go to Florida.
Longest serving mayor in Marion history, 16 years. Was it hard to make that decision to walk away?
Yeah. And matter of fact, there are a lot of people like for me to run again.
Would you?
No.
Never. You wouldn't?
No, I'm 76 now. And I gave him 30 years total with council and everything. I was there 30 years.
You would never run for any office again?
Don't think so.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. Well, I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break here. We're going to come back with Jack, talk about his career here in Marion, talk about a few current events going on. Also going to talk to Martha Douce. She brought a little piece of memorabilia, a baton that she twirled. What first year, Martha?
When I was in the 9th grade.
So we're going to go back quite a ways with this here in a second. Martha Douce Maniaci, Mayor Jack Kellogg are the guest. We'll be back right after this. Are you looking for affordable office space in Marion? The Professional Building, located at 685 Delaware Avenue, is the place for you. For more information, call 740-383-6803. Office space is now available. Again, telephone number 740-383-6803. Whether you are buying a home, selling a home, or just want to know more about real estate, call Curry Klingel, Real Estate Professional. He will assist you with all of your real estate needs. Curry is located at 1794 Marion Waldo Road in Marion. Telephone number 740-361-6996. Curry is also on the net at www.inahurrycallcurry.com. In a hurry, call Curry today. Trilla Romine's long-awaited autobiography, My Not-So-Ordinary Life, is now available. Trilla Himmerly Romine is a Marion native who lives near Caledonia, Ohio at Paradise, her home along the Whetstone River, for the past 65 years. She is a 1933 graduate of Harding High School and former owner of Himmerly's Flowers. She also has played an integral role at the Marion County Historical Society. Copies of My Not-So-Ordinary Life are available in hardbound and softbound editions at Heritage Hall, located at 169 East Church Street, and at Himmerly's Flowers, located at 615 East Center Street, both in Marion. You can also order books online at www.paradisebooks.com. My Not-So-Ordinary Life, the autobiography of Trilla Romine. It's can't miss. Hey, Scott Spears back with you on Scott Spears Now, joined by the longest-serving mayor in the history of Marion City, Jack Kellogg, and certainly the First Lady of Dance, in my opinion, Martha Douce Maniaci. Both Republican, and I bring that up for this point. Jack, what makes you a Republican? Why do you decide to come down on that side?
I imagine my father. Now, my father was a strong Republican. My mother was a strong Democrat.
Really?
They canceled each other's vote their whole life. But that's true. But I think my dad influenced me, and well, I don't know, just I think that's the only reason I have, because I followed my father.
Is there a central issue as a Republican that makes you a Republican, such as taxes, abortion, any of those things?
Well, tax is a big issue. I mean, we're going through a time now where it's nobody really knows where we're at and what we're doing and what should be done next too. So, you know, it's like Marion. I feel sorry for the administration down there because there is no money down there right now. You know, it's a shame, but it's very, very low, and they got a tough way to go. And you know, like having this big storm come through Marion. Actually, you take 8 guys cleaning the Marion up. That's not very many people to clean it up.
Right.
And I think they did a fabulous job for the workers they had, but they don't have any. They just
Well, let's talk about that, Jack. You were in that office for 16 years recently, 2007. Now we have Mayor Scott Schertzer in his second term. He's a Democrat administration. What has happened since you left that's overall left us with not a lot of money?
Well, I don't know because when I left, I didn't second guess anybody down there. I left and let them do what they want to do. I left them financially pretty good, and so I did my job the way it's supposed to be, and I had to carry over what they recommended a town of our size carry unappropriated monies, and things just kept breaking down, and it's a shame what has happened. It's not Marion, it's all over. We lost a couple of industries too, which hurt. I had a good run with new industries and new growth in Marion. I had a very fortunate. I never had a real bad year my whole 16 years.
Did Whirlpool come in when you were here?
They were here already. Yeah.
Were they?
They were here, yeah.
Well, they helped our dance club a lot. We had a lot of Whirlpool people as officers.
Yeah, Martha, you live in and have been here your whole life, as we've said. Do you think it's worse now than it was before? Do you think that the town needs to do something financially?
Well, the police and the firemen need help.
Absolutely.
And come June, do you know what I'm going to do, Jack? I'm going to have a charity ball benefit the police and the firemen.
Good.
And I was up hitting the watermelon with the fire chief, and I told him, I said, you know what I'm going to do come June? I'm going to have a charity ball. We don't have charity balls anymore.
No.
Don't you think we need that?
He's good, sure.
And I can make some money and help the police and the fire, and that's what I want to do.
You know, we have a great fire department and a great police
Yes,
department.
we do.
Both chiefs are excellent, and they do a great job. But, you know, they're just like the police. They can't handle the calls they got now. I mean, let's face it, drugs has hurt Marion. It was, I could see it coming when I was there, and now it's a lot worse than it was when I was there. But it's just, it's a shame. And it's all types of drugs. It's just not one type of drug. And how we're going to cure that, I don't know. But even with the people who are on drugs now, if we would get industry, we probably don't have enough workers to fill the jobs.
Well, Jack, I understand you don't have an insight into the office anymore, but as a Marion citizen, and certainly somebody who has been in that office, what do you think has happened? What happened with Marion, 2008 on?
I don't think Marion as much as is a whole state. The state of Ohio really got hit hard. And, you know, a lot of people say it's our institutions caused a lot of it. I don't believe that. I mean, I work close with the institutions out there, the prisons I'm talking about, and they say that people are coming in from that. I can't buy that story, but I think it's just the economic times caught Marion, and we were late going into it, but now it's really got a hold of us, and I don't know how we're going to come out of it.
The other day, the Marion Star ran a headline on the front page, "Can we be Delaware?"
I read that.
What do you think about that?
That article I thought was put together pretty good. Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed reading that, and it shows you that the Marion can do. He is working with the Delaware people. They respect Greg, and he's doing a good job. And it's true. People want to live in a bigger city. And I hate to say this, education is a lot of it. People, the CEOs and higher jobs, they want to live in a better community where their people surround them are the same caliber of people. And in Marion, we have lost that. We don't have, the CEOs don't live in Marion anymore. And it's a shame. They all live down in Powell, Southern Delaware County, or, you know, down that way. And that hurts us.
Is there any way we can change that, or is it just they want to live in the big city?
They want to live in the big city, and they, well, you know, I was involved in Dripers when they left Marion. You know, we offered that company free land, everything. We did everything for that company, yeah. And but he wanted big city stuff.
We have to take another break. We're going to come back and finish up the conversation with Mayor Kellogg and Martha Douce. But Martha, before we went to break, I did want you to show your baton. We teased that before we went to commercial. Let's see your baton here on the air. This baton, what year was it again, Martha?
Rhinestones. I was in the 9th grade, and remember Hughes Studio?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I sat on a drum, and I posed with it. I lost 20 rhinestones the other day, and I thought, I'm going to go to Carol's and get that fixed. And Mary Ann said, well, Martha, it's going to cost you $50. And I said, that's all right. I've got to get it fixed.
Right.
And I went and picked it up, and she said, Lowell said it's free for you.
Very
Isn't that
nice.
That's Lowell.
That's exactly right.
He's a wonderful person. Best jewelry store in the world.
Absolutely, Martha. We're going to take a break, come back with Martha Maniaci, Jack Kellogg, going to talk about some more things going on here in Marion. Also, Martha, I believe, got a proclamation recently from somebody here in Ohio, and we're going to take a look at that. Be back after the break.
It's up at the Marion Star.
Well, we'll talk about it, Martha. We'll just talk about it. Okay.
It's dated August 1st. Mike DeWine sent me a beautiful proclamation.
Is that right? Good for him.
Ready to
And
sign?
he got all the information from this man right here, Jack.
We're good? We're good to come back? Okay. Hey, Scott Spears back with you here on Scott Spears Now, joined by former mayor of the city of Marion, Jack Kellogg, and Martha Douce Maniaci, the queen of dance here in town. Martha, you recently received a proclamation from somebody pretty high up in the state. Tell us about that.
I got it. Marilyn took me to the post office to get it out of my P.O. box yesterday. And it was so heavy. It was in this bag, and it was so heavy. I thought, what is it? I've got to see what that is. Lo and behold, I opened it, a royal blue cover in gold print, proclamation from the Ohio General of the State of Ohio, Michael DeWine.
Yep, that's good.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah, very neat.
Years ago when he was in Washington, I took my students over to his farmhouse and I performed for him.
Is that right? Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how he got all the information. You ought to see it.
We'll,
You did that.
I don't know, Martha. I don't know. Martha, I wanted to talk about you running for office. You ran for office. Why did you run?
Well, I lived in the 4th Ward, and I thought that'd be fun to do. And to this day, every time I get a chance, I watch the City Hall on the council people. And you know, I'm having a Marion Midget football opening. I call it the Popcorn Bowl,
That's right.
Jack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been there.
Sure you have. He's been a part of it.
Absolutely.
He's been to Lincoln Park.
Well, Martha, campaigning's hard, isn't it?
I went to every house in the 4th Ward. My sister and I did every house, and I lost.
Yeah, that's tough. It's tough business.
But I had fun waiting for the outcome. Boy, is that fun, isn't it, Jack?
Yeah, you get tired of it. No, it's fun. It's a good time. Yeah. Good time.
Martha, why didn't you run again?
Well, 'cause I've just got hundreds of students, and I thought I better not.
You had other things to attend to. Jack, you never lost a mayoral election. Why? How do you campaign well? What makes a good campaign?
Well, you do it all the time.
Right.
You don't do it just campaign time. And I can talk to Democrats as easy as I can talk to a Republican. I can talk to the unions as easy as I can talk to non-union people. And I had good working relations with the unions. I mean, we didn't agree all the time, but yet I still had good. And the black community, I got along very, very well with the black community. I really enjoyed working with that group of people.
3 issues I want to throw at you. One's a state issue, could have been a local issue, and the other 2 are local. We'll start with the state. You mentioned unions there. Last November, we had it on the ballot trying to get rid of the unions in Ohio. In your opinion, was that a good or bad thing?
You got to handle very, very carefully. The unions are out of control right now a little bit, and we see it in here, City Hall. I mean, our payouts for the retirements they got to change that. If we get that would changed around, probably it would straighten up okay. But I have no problem. I mean, I work with the unions. I had 6 of them down at City Hall that I worked with, and never had a strike. And we negotiated everything out. But the retirement program is real serious. I think at one time when if I remember right, if everybody who was eligible to retire would retire at the same time, we'd have to come up about $4 million for our payout to the state. And that'd be very tough for the city of Marion to do.
Jack, tell me about the Aquatic Center. It turned into a big hubbub at the time for the mayor. He vetoed it twice. They overrode him twice. Now it's opened. It's running. It's summer. Thoughts on that?
Scott Searcher did the right thing. I would have done the same thing.
Why?
There's no way that will ever pay off. It's going to hurt Marion in the long run. It's good, beautiful, nice. But my 30 years on council and mayor, the pool we had, we always spent at least $600,000 to $150,000 every year.
Is that right?
Oh yeah, pool. We never made money on a pool.
The question on the table now that it's opened, I think everybody had their thought going in. but the place has been packed from what I've heard. We've had a hot summer. Whatever the reason being, it's been busy. Is there any way this could be a success?
I hope it is.
Right.
I hope it is.
Right.
Because they got some big payments to do on that thing. Huge payments. And how are they going to do that?
How's it going to hurt us in the long? What will happen?
We may end up paying $4 or $5 million out of general fund monies eventually to pay it off.
So you agree with the mayor on that one?
Well, I agree with the mayor, and I've told him so. Yeah.
When you go against your party, and because that, I think the Republicans pretty well were against that. Am I wrong in saying that?
Other than Gilsdorf.
Right. What do you think? Is it hard to agree with a Democratic mayor? Is it hard to disagree with a Republican?
No.
No. Okay.
Not if I got the right facts.
Well, this is the new one. As of July 23rd, City Council put forth a proposal to raise the City of Marion income tax by 0.25%. That increase request will now appear on the November ballot for voters to approve or deny. What do you think, Jack?
Right now, we need it, and I would hope the people of Marion will pass it. It's not very much money. It's very little. And if you don't work, you don't pay it anyway. If you're unemployed, you don't pay it. Seniors don't pay it. And I think it's I did this back in, when was it, 79? No, 89, when we raised it up. And I worked pretty hard on that. And people had the same view then, no, you shouldn't do it. Nobody wants more taxes. But do you want somebody breaking your house and have to wait an hour to get a policeman there?
Right.
Do you want to have an auto accident, or you need a fire truck, or you need an emergency squad right now, and you can't get it because they are down in the number of employees? And this will bring our level back up some. Not 100%, but it'll bring it back up some. And I think right now, it's a 5-year, I haven't seen the writing on it, but to my knowledge, it's a 5-year. And it could be voted out in 5 years if it's making too much money.
Do you think it will pass?
It's really hard to say. It depends on how people look at it, and it depends on who comes out and votes. If the opposition, and I don't know who's going to be the opposition, there will be a group there somewhere, and if they convince people to vote no, even if they are not working, still vote no, it will get defeated. But if the working people see the goodness of the police and fire, I think it'll pass.
Jack, it's been fun to have you here. I enjoyed talking with you. It's a unique perspective to have. I hope you'll come back with us.
Well, come to Florida, I know more often.
Martha, before we get on out of here on this day, I want you to let everybody know when your open houses are going to be for your dance studios.
I have an open house today, right now, in Mount Gilead.
Is that
the Purple Indian?
And
Sunday, the 5th, 1 to 7. And I invite Jack to be there. He's a former Douce daddy. His daughters took from me. Then the 7th of this month is Suzanne with the Waldo. She's on from 1 to 7 at St. James Road. Then the 9th is Bucyrus. She comes all the way from Cleveland every Thursday. Tammy Harrington. My Galleon studio is the 11th. And the 10th of November, Jack, I want you to come to Southland Mall at 1 o'clock. I'm doing a program. Each one of my schools I'm coming in.
Is that right?
November 10th. Maryland's going to be 60 the 14th, and I'm doing it in celebration. How do you like that?
Wow. Maryland will be 60.
Yes.
can you believe that? I don't know if she'll like us saying that, but that's...
I had a baby at 44, Jack.
Yeah,
You remember that?
Right, I remember that, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And still going strong. Two Marion legends here today. Mayor Jack Kellogg, Martha Douce Maniaci. Talk to you next time.